hair. And I go, I don't get it. And he goes, has nobody told you that your hair's falling out? And I was like, damn, no. And he goes, oh, sorry. All right. Then he pulls my chart out of the slot, super dramatic, so that it makes a fucking noise. He goes, I'm like, and he goes, wow. And I'm like, really? Wow. Is it full-blown AIDS? Like, why is it wow? And he goes, you weigh 245. And I go like, yeah, like I knew that shit. You weighed 230 last time you were here. Not exactly what I would call weight loss. I'm like, are we at a fucking roast or something? Like, what are you doing? Then he says, you know, you're the fattest patient I've seen all day. And I go, it's 9:30 in the morning. And he goes, still. He's like, you know, we ran your blood work. It turns out your muscle enzymes are through the roof. And I go, yeah, man, like, I'm super strong. Like, how is that a problem? And he goes, they're off the charts. I'm like, even better. I'm probably your strongest patient, man. And he goes, I don't think you understand muscle enzymes. And I go, that's true. I don't know what they are. And he goes, well, the only way you could have them this high would be like, A, if you were an Olympic athlete, which clearly. And I'm like, dude, what is the deal, man? And he goes, the other way would be if you were a cocaine addict. And I go, I don't do coke.
This kid isn't always saying smart things. He's 16 and he sounds like a foreign exchange student and he has lived in America his whole life. 3 weeks ago he goes, Dad, I'm going to the football game. Can I have 30 money? Yeah, would you like rubles or how would I do that for you? So I gave him $5 and he goes, I need 30. And I go, well, that's the exchange rate, money to dollars. One time he goes, oh man, I just burped up some puke. And I go, no, you puke. And he goes, no, you're not getting it. I burped and then puke came up. And I go, you're not getting it, that's puking. I said, have you ever sat on the toilet and thought, man, I'm really farting out some shit right now? No, of course not. No one's ever thought that. And certainly no one's ever said it until I did. And I'm a grown man. This kid isn't an idiot at all. He's a super genius and he's fucking with me. That is my new theory. And it was confirmed because 2 days after that conversation, he said something negative and I go, hey man, sky's the limit. And he goes, I don't know why people say that when there are footprints on the moon. And I was like, I need you to go to your room for a little bit. You're not in trouble, but I just need some time to figure that out. Because it sounds right, but you said it, so now I'm super confused. My daughter got her period at my house for the first time, and she came downstairs and she goes, Dad, 2 things. Number 1, got my period. Number 2, don't want to talk about it. I was like, number 1, great. Number 2, greater. And she said, I have to go to Mom's house because she bought me some stuff. And I said, I don't know if you've heard about the new legislation that was just passed, but dads are now allowed to buy things. They're letting us out of the house. So I said, come upstairs. And we went upstairs and I opened the closet next to the laundry room. And in there was 1 box of all of the each. I had all the kinds, every box that they make. Or at least they were at the store. Because I got there and I was like, oh, that's different. All right, oh, that's different too. And I got all of them. And that cost $217 where I live. And I said, whatever you need for this is going to be in here. Because that is every kind. They don't make any more than that. You need something that isn't in there. So we are going to have to call your mom. And then she just goes, God, you're so dumb. And she grabbed a box. She goes, it's right here. I know what I need. And then she left. I didn't have anything to do, so I brought back $211 worth of tampons. That is an interesting exchange. There were so many boxes left, and you can't carry them in because they're all individual boxes. So I had to walk into Target, get an empty cart, and just walk out with an empty cart. And people were like, is this bitch stealing a cart? What is going on? So then I loaded it up with all the tampons, and I brought it back in, and I brought it to the exchange counter, and the guy goes, you checking out? And I go, checking in. And he looked at my cart, and he looked at me, and he just goes, I mean, what happened? That is a reasonable question, but I didn't know I was going to get asked, so I panicked, and I just went, she said pancake mix. If we could get this done, everybody's real hungry at the house.
I got called into jury duty last year. I didn't want to be there. Found out I had nothing to worry about. After roughly 15 minutes of honestly and pretty aggressively answering their questions, they wanted absolutely nothing to do with me. It's one of my finest moments as a grown-up. It's a murder trial. I don't want to be there. I didn't know this, but when you get there, you can fill out a form saying you don't want to be there. And the last question on the form is pretty straightforward. It says, do you think you'd make a fair juror? I was honest. I said, no. I'm a comic. I get paid to make quick judgments and stick to them. That's exactly what I plan on doing in your court. I thought that would get me tossed. It did not. They put me in the jury selection box. The defense attorney starts asking me questions in front of the defendant, which is awkward. And it was weird. The judge told us that the defendant had just been released from prison where he had served several years for the attempted murder of a rival gang member. Now he's being charged with murdering a rival gang member. So I'm like, great, I'm in a room with somebody, definitely getting better at murder. And I thought that because when I saw him, I immediately thought, yeah, that guy's a murderer. And I thought that because he had gang tattoos all over his face. Like a lot of gang tattoos over a lot of his face. And look, I know that having gang tattoos all over your face doesn't make you a murderer. Unless you're charged with murder. Then it probably makes you a murderer. So the defense attorney, he reads my answer to the last question about making quick judgments, and he thought I was joking, I guess. And he goes, so have you made any judgments here? And I go, yeah. I think that guy's guilty. And he says, you can't know that. You've heard literally no evidence. And I said, look at his face. Everybody thinks he's guilty. And then I heard some snickering from the other potential jurors. I looked over, I counted at least 2 thumbs up, and I felt like I was killing